welcome back to another week of Techy Tuesday. So sorry we missed you last week. We were out at the Keller Williams Mega Agent Camp, so if you were there, hopefully we saw you and got to say hi. But this week we are back at it with our second half of our CapCut series, where we're going to talk about how you can edit a project from scratch. Last week we looked at how to navigate the app, some of the templates, and some of the AI features where they will do all of the work for you. But if you are not going to be using any of those and you're going to do all the work yourself, that's what we're going to focus on today. So we're going to look here where it says New Project, that big blue button in the middle. It's going to then allow you to select your videos or your photos from either your photo and video library on your phone, or if you've connected your TikTok or your Instagram account, it will also let you pull some of the media from there. So you can decide if you want to allow it to see all of your media or just the certain things that you need to edit with, which is what I've done here. I've already selected a video I would like to use in my editing, and now I'm going to add it to my project. You could go ahead and do multiple videos or photos depending on what you're trying to do, but I just want to show you guys the basics of editing a video clip. So I'm going to select on just my one, and then I'm going to hit add there in the bottom right hand corner. This is going to go ahead and start my project. Now that line at the very top, you can see the X and the little graduation cap and the flame in the corner. The X will close you out. The graduation cap is pretty cool. This will actually let you access tutorials and frequently asked questions without you having to leave your project. So if you're having an issue with something, you might be able to come here and solve that problem without ever closing out. The flame is just announcing that they also have their desktop version, so if you're not great at editing through the phone, then you can also try to go through your computer as well. And then in the top right hand corner, that's going to allow us to select our resolution. So where you see 1080p, you can leave it there as the default, or you can change the resolution. And then export is for when you are fully finished with your project. You can go ahead and export it out. Now we're going to go look at the bottom half of the screen, because you see right there in the middle is going to be where my actual clip is showing and playing so that I can view it. But we're going to edit it in that gray box in the bottom. So you can see here that I've got my clip and I am moving it around. Doing that by just using my thumb and dragging that clip to the right or to the left to get it exactly where I need to edit. So if I want to edit it right here, once I stop pulling away from the fish tank, and maybe I want to cut out the next couple of seconds here where I'm transitioning, then I could go ahead and work on that. In order to edit a clip, you're going to click on the video portion of the clip. So you're going to see that it has video and add audio, but we're going to want to click on just the video portion. So I'm going to drag over to where I want to make my edit. I'm going to click on that video clip. Now you can see at the bottom, I changed from general items to video editing items. So now I could go ahead and hit split, and that is going to break this one clip into two separate clips. So now I can edit the first one, or I can edit the second one. They're no longer one continuous clip. Now I was saying I want to go ahead and delete out these first few seconds. So I'm going to drag it to where I want it and hit split again. Now you can see when I'm dragging that there's these two little white boxes where I split my clips. That's going to show me the differences in where my clips are. So I have my first clip, then I've got my second one, and then I've got my third one. And if I want to delete that middle one, I can go ahead and click on it to get my editing options, and I can delete that. You also have speed options if you want to slow down or speed up the video. There's also pre-edited transitions, animations in there that you can use as well if you are wanting to do that, but it does require the pro version of the app. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this clip. Now you can see where that white box is. That's where my transition is now. So I just took apart where I was going from tank to tank. If I want to go ahead and make this a fade or add in a transition, I can click on that little white box, and it's going to ask me to add in transitions. Now, some of them are paid, if you see the pro in the corner, and some of them are free. So I could do just a black fade and add that in. So now, as I transition from my first clip to my second clip, we are fading. So that's going to be your editing options. We also have audio options. So I can click here at the very start of my clip where it says mute clip audio, and that's going to turn off the original sound. So all the sounds of the fish tank there in the background, you're not going to hear any of those. Instead, I can come down to their audio options and see what I can add. What's really cool too is they already have a copyright check, so you can make sure if you are going to be using this for commercial purposes online, this is going to make sure that you have music without any issues of copyright. So if I decided I wanted to add a sound bite, I could click on that, and they have all sorts of different options for me. So I would go and find the one that I would like to use, and you can see they already have commercial as well. So this makes sure that you are staying away from copyright if you are using this for business purposes. If I close out of all of those sound options, we also have our text options. Here you can just add a text box that's going to pop into your screen where your actual video is previewing. If you click and drag that around, you can move it to wherever on the screen you would like it, and then you're able to type in what you need it to say, change the font and the effects and the way that it actually looks. When you're happy with it, you can go ahead and close it out. Then you can move that around if you need to, or do whatever else you happen to need it. Now on my clip here in the middle of my screen, you see my video clip. Underneath that, you've got my text clip. So I could move just my text from the start of my video to the end of my video, wherever I need that text to actually display. Another really cool option with the text that we have are the auto captions. So if you were doing a voiceover, it would just auto caption it for you and you wouldn't have to type everything out. There's also text to audio, so if you had no voiceover whatsoever, but you didn't want to use your own voice, you could type out what you want it to say and choose a voice so that it does a voiceover for you as well. Again, a lot of these features are going to be with the Pro version, so make sure you're keeping an eye out when you are editing. Next to text, we have our effects. So these are going to be all sorts of different video effects that we can add on. And then filters is going to be kind of your basic black and white, sepia, those types of features. So mainly just lighting effects. Whereas the effects are going to be a lot more in depth. So you can see here the differences under effects where I can add like these moving hearts. So then the filters where I'm just adding in a small overlay to change the aesthetics. But those are going to be our basic editing features, the places that you're going to need to get started. Now you can do so much more using this app if you really start to practice and get the hang of it. Hopefully we get to see tons of videos coming from y'all real soon. If you've got any questions on this, please let us know. But thanks for tuning in. See you next week.